Om. The fifth sutra is a description of avidya. Patanjali makes us to understand what is avidya, which is the field, root, seed of all other four kleshas. They germinate in the field of avidya. And once avidya is removed, all kleshas will be lost. So this particular sutra discusses about the avidya. And avidya has been described by the Patanjali as anitya shuchir dukkhanatmasu nitya shuchi sukhatmakhyati ravidya. Anitya shuchir dukkhanatmasu nitya shuchi sukhatmakhyati ravidya. The words are anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatma, nitya, shuchi, sukha, atma, khyati, avidya. Khyati is knowledge. All other words are quite easily understandable. Anitya is not eternal, impermanent, temporary, which is not nitya. Anitya is temporary. Ashuchi is not pure. Shuchi is pure. Ashuchi is impure. Dukkha is misery, sorrow, pain. Anatma is not Atman, not self. Exactly opposite words. Nitya is permanent. Shuchi is pure. Sukha is pleasure. And Atma is self. Khyati is the knowledge. And avidya is the word which is to be understood. In ordinary sense, in all translations we see that avidya is translated as ignorance or nescience. But a little deep understanding, it will show that avidya is not just ignorance or not ignorance, but it is lack of knowledge. In ordinary sense, what we feel and what is exactly, that is the criteria in understanding these words. So avidya is the conviction of permanence, purity, happiness and self in what are really impermanent, impure, painful and not the self. Means a conviction that impermanence is permanent, impurity is purity, painful is happiness and not self is the self. This is avidya. That is, it is taking the non-eternal, impermanent, impure, evil and non-Atman to be as eternal, pure, good and Atman. What is not, but is taken as it is. And this is very, that's why it is the base, it is a root, it is a seed, it is a field for all other kleshas. We see anitya, whole world is changing. Nothing is permanent. Transformations, permutations, combinations, changes, alterations. There are continuously, we see that what is there will disappear later. What is there will vanish later. But with this changing, with this temporariness, there must be something which is permanent, based on which these changes are happening. Even for this temporariness, there must be a platform, an unchanging one, on which changes are happening. But we take it granted that changes are the permanent. Change is permanent. Temporariness is permanent. This is avidya. Similarly, ashuchi is taken as pure. See the body, our own body, so much impurity. It is so impure. The fact, the necessity, and the need to keep it clean, need to keep it pure, the necessity, it itself shows that it is impure. It is not that it is just unclean. The fact that we have to maintain it, the fact that it is necessary to keep it clean, itself is a fact, is a conviction, confirmation that it is impure. So much of perspiration, sweating, and inside the body, so much of reactions going on, and transformations going on, changes going on, various alterations going on. A doctor who cuts the body, opens the body, looks at it, the whole thing, with all the gadgets. What does it mean? It is impurity. And that maintenance of this body is also necessary to understand that it is by birth, by nature it is impure, but we take it granted as pure body. That is avidya. Similarly, dukkha is taken for granted as sukha. Anatma is taken as Atma. What is not self is taken as for the self. A person gets angry. He says, I am angry, I am anger. He identifies with anger. I hate somebody. Identifying with hatred. Even otherwise. Love, affection, all these are all avidyas, out of avidyas, because wrongly identified. And we should remember, everything is empirical, is all avidya. A man may be a great scholar, a walking encyclopedia, a living library, as we say, and yet may be so completely immersed in the illusions created by the mind that he may stand much below a simple-minded sadhaka who is partially aware of the great illusions of the intellect and the life in these phenomenal worlds. The avidya of the latter is much less than that of the former, in spite of the tremendous difference in knowledge pertaining to the intellect. This absence of awareness of our true nature results in the inability to distinguish between the Nitya and Anitya, Ashuchi and Shuchi, Dukkha and Sukha, Atma and the Anatma. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.